Hi everyone, I'm Mandy J and I'm here today to give you a quick tutorial on the new Dimensions King's Cross case bag, and I'm going to show you how to put it together. It's a lovely set. It comes with 12 dies for the outside and all your decorative panels. So I'm going to show you straight away now how to use it. Okay. So first of all, this is the main part of your bag. So we're going to cut that twice. Okay. So you pop it down. If you do it properly, you can get both ends out of an A4 sheet of card. Okay, always tape it down, that way it's not going to move and you'll save your cardstock that way as well. So I'm going to use the tangerine. So I'm placing the die face down onto my orange cutting mat. I'm going to place the white top plate and then I'm going to place it in the machine and just roll it through. Fantastic pressure on this machine, it cuts really easy, and I'm using the 250 GSM cardstock for this. There we go. Pull that to the side. There you go, cuts beautifully, and it also puts in all the score lines you need to make the bag, including your tabs. Now I've already pre-cut a couple so I can get the demo done for you. So I'll pop that back on the mat. I don't want to lose it. Okay, I'll pop that aside. So here's two I've already cut and prepared. But what I've actually done on one of them, you can see here, I've cut off these bottom two tabs. And that's to make it close, open and close easier for you. So all you'll do, you take your scissors and you'll cut across the score line and pop those off. Okay, and then we're ready to go. So what I've done for quickness today is I've used some double-sided tape to help in the construction, but I would advise using your funky glue, wet glue, to make it strong. But we're doing this quickly for time for drying, so you get to see the whole finished project. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to construct one of the boxes. So all you're doing is, I'm folding on all my score lines. Okay, it's so easy to fold because all the work's been done for you by the die. And I'm also folding my tabs in, ready to stick together. Now the first box, we're actually with the tabs, we're going to make into a base box shape. So I'm going to take some funky glue and we're going to glue our box base. So I'm bringing the tab up to the side and aligning it. Okay, let me give that a good press down, taking the excess glue off as you go in. We'll do the same to the other side. What I tend to do when I put the glue on, I wiggle my glue a little bit to make sure it's spread evenly. That way you don't get too much glue in one area. Give it a good press down. But I always press from the inside there to get a good grip of my glue. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to shape this first layer round. So what we'll do, because it's straight card and card always wants to ping up if it's left flat, we're going to give this some shape to help us stick it together better. Okay, so I'm going to shape on both sides and round those tabs off. Okay, let me just push that down, it's not quite glued. It will take a little while for that glue to grab. Once it's grabbed, it is like cement, okay? So the first thing I do is I'm going to take the, hard for you to see this bit, I'm just going to release my tape. Okay. So I release the first side, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go round, bend it round, grabbing these tabs into it. So I'm leveling it with the edges there, and popping it down there. And I'm making sure it's level with that edge and then giving it a good firm press. Okay, so you've already got, you can see the shaping on the case. We'll do it on the other side as well. So release the tape. Okay. And we're going to pop it, there you go, onto the edges there. Pop it round there. And where the overlap is here, I'm going to pop a little bit of funky glue in there. Okay. them open. There you go. And then I'm going to press that. Oops. I'm going to leave that aside to dry just for a few seconds. So we're going to move on to the second part now. Again, this is one we've cut the tabs off, so we're going to score the fold lines. See how easy that is because of the scoring lines already there for you. Pop that one down, it's a long one. Okay. So again, I'm doing the same thing there. Alright. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that to the outside and then we're going to form it around the suitcase to get a good fit. So I'm going to pop some funky glue on. Okay. There you go. Try and keep it tight as I'm going. Okay. And then I'm going to pop that onto there. Make sure you're not over the score line while you're gluing it down. The last thing you want to do is when you fold it up, it doesn't actually work, okay? So we'll clear the score line there. Okay. Just going to check there that it's aligned, take my excess glue away. Like I said, it's going to take a couple of minutes to dry. It should be firm enough for us to go on, okay? So next thing I'm going to do is we're going to pull the case up together and the tabs I'm placing on the outside of there. Because what it is, by gluing it the way we have with a tab to the outside, we've allowed it an extra sort of millimetre and that then becomes the bigger piece that will go over the top as your lid. So I'm going to release the tape as I did before. There you go. I'll release this side at the same time as with here. Okay. So again, pop them over the top there and then I'm going to glue it around like we did before. Okay. And the same on this side. As your tabs are there. Okay. Oops, make sure the tabs are on the outside. There you go. Glue it around like that. Alright. Just getting that straight here. Got wonky eyes, there you go. Okay. Now you can see that that goes around the outside. So I'm going to pop some glue on this centre piece here, a bit of funky glue. Okay. What you must remember is when you glue in, I like to take mine apart again there, so you can see it opens and closes, so that any glue excess that may come through here doesn't glue onto here and keep the box shut. Okay. Glue in my hands. Okay, so nice and simple. And that is our first part of our box. So we're going to go on to decorate it now. And again, in this set of dies, you get all the elements you're going to actually need to do your outside panels, as well as your fancy fretwork and your detail stitching and dot side. We're just using the plain ones today, just to show you how easy it is to do. So I'm going to pop that to one side and get my tangerine mats back in. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to cut 2 of these front panels. I already cut one there, so we're going to cut 1 more of those. So you can position it, my design's going this way, so I want to position it where I can see it. Okay. And I always do, if it's a long die, I like to cut it going down because I feel that it cuts easy that way. You've got, because it's a nice basic shape, so I'm going to cut a couple on the sheet together. If it's the more intricate ones, I would do them one die at a time. So I need another strip. This is the outside strip. So this is done. Everything's in this set for you. So this was going to decorate the outside of our box. So again, you need 2 of those. So I'm going to pop that on. Okay, so we're going to cut that as well. And then, this is what I love about this set, you even get the handle, which is this die here, and it's cut back, so you actually get little plates, so when you bend it up there, that will stick down like a proper handle. I think that's really ingenious little thing. So I've already cut the handle. Okay. Also what we're going to cut, if I show you the finished sample, we need to cut the front plate as well, because that comes with it. You get a choice of plates in there. I like this design. So I've already cut one in red. I'm going to cut one in gold now as well. So I'm taking the shaped plate, this die here, and I'm going to pop it onto some little piece of the mirror card. Okay, so we're going to whip those through. Make sure they're not near each other. And then once they're through, we can start doing the pretty side of things. There we go, nice beautifully cut panels. So we've got two of those, I have two of those, and I have my beautiful little, let's take the tape off. And it's even, when you do a mirror card, the embossing comes on there without even putting your rubber mat on there. So, okay, so you've got all the details there. So just pop these dies back so we don't lose them. Again, these plates can be used on their own. You can use for card making as well, not just your box making. They make beautiful card fronts. Let me just put those away for you. Okay. So we bring our box back into play now. We're going to decorate it. So it's nice and easy. I'm just going to layer on the funky glue. Let's glue the decorative panels on. Okay. So I'll pop in one onto the front. Okay. Other one is going to be onto the back. It's such a pretty project. Of course, you can use it for anything. You can put your treats in it. You can put little Paolo put little mini albums in there. So much you can do with these boxes. You can make them masculine, feminine, anything you like. So that's the front and the back done. So now I'm going to place the side panels on. Again, flat card, rounded edge. I always shape mine before I put them on to break those fibres down in that paper so we don't get the spring back from them. Okay. Just pop that down there for you. And each layer is designed to fit on perfectly. Just give it a little bit of pressure, hold it down there. So I use my mat for everything. There you go. And there. Put the second one there. Okay. Then hold that down, I'm going to push there. There we go. Get excess glue away while I'm looking on that. So it's coming together already. It's just it's such a pretty little box. Then we've got the handle. Okay, so you can see how it bends up there. So I'm going to do a little bit of a squeeze there. Gonna pop some glue just around that little U shape. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop that onto there, onto there. There we go. It's just so professional looking, it's so realistic with all these little added details with the buckles and the front plates. Just so pretty. Okay, so there we go with the handle. Okay. Then in the set you get some beautiful corner edges. If I can just show you those. So in these you get, excuse the hands, I've been playing with inks. You get a beautiful bent corner for the top and you get a lovely little corner for the bottom. Again, very useful for your card making. So I've already pre-cut those. Okay, so I've got 4, 2 for the front, 2 for the back. Let me just put these off here. And I've got my corners. So we're going to add those on very quickly. So I'm using funky glue again. There you go. Just pop those on. So those go onto the top corners. Like that. Such a professional finish on there. And then we're going to put the corners now to the base. So I'm going to do that front and back. Okay. Let's pop that on there for you. Wish I owned a suitcase as posh as this. Excuse the finger marks there. We'll flick it over and just do the other side quickly. There we go. Pop that onto that corner. Let's move that across a little bit. There we go. Oops, I've got too much glue. Use my hand there. Pop that onto that one. The last two corners on here. Oops, 2 seconds. Okay, baby wipe that now. There we go. Pop that onto there. Then I've got my little plate here, okay, so I'm going to pop that on, pop that into the centre, centre-ish, okay, oops, a couple of seconds with the glue. And I've got a little centre plate now from the second one there, the red one. So I'm just going to pop that into the centre. It fits perfectly because it's cut out the same one. Okay. And then there you have your little suitcase where you can add your bows to and thing, opening out to add your treat into.